And welcome back to Girl Talk. This is our final segment. We've been filming today and chatting with all of our guests at America's Best Flowers out in Cottage Grove. And right now we have a special guest. We have the general manager and the growing guru from the Edgerton location. This is Spike. Spike, thanks for sitting in with us today.
Yes, thanks for having me back. Good to be back with you.
So we are surrounded by straw bales and mums, and you've got the scarecrow making classes going on, which looks kind of fun.
What a fun idea to do with your family, or just, you know, come out for an afternoon.
Like a girl talk girl.
Yeah.
They have racks of clothing where you can pick out your attire for your scarecrow.
Literally racks.
Yeah, literally
I'm
racks.
very impressed by the selection.
And even Green Bay Packer attire for your scarecrow if you're so inclined.
Go Pack, go.
Yeah, but we're not actually talking fall, we're talking spring today.
Yeah, now is the time to be planting those spring bulbs, your tulips, daffodils, hyacinths. When the weather gets nice in the spring and the tulips are coming up, we get a lot of people coming in the store going, I want to buy some tulips and this stuff, and that's not the time of the year that you plant them.
Break the bad news and tell them.
And it's always hard because then by the time fall comes around, you're not thinking about that. But that's what you need to be doing now is coming in. We've got lots of different variety of spring bulbs. Now is the time of year that the weather's cooler, the soil is cooler. Get your bulbs in the ground and they'll go through the cool period, and next spring you'll have a beautiful bulb garden.
That always amazes me that you can plant something very unimpressive looking in the ground. It doesn't freeze and it produces such a beautiful blossom in the fall.
Yeah, it's down just far enough. It's protected a little bit. It goes through its cool chilling that it needs, and next spring it'll be up, and for several springs after, you'll just keep getting better and better gardens.
Maybe that's why they're so enjoyable in the spring.
Yeah.
It's just that whole fascination with it.
Well, especially here, you know, in Wisconsin, when you've gone through such a long winter and it seems like it's never going to end. I don't know if you guys feel this way, but in the spring, when you start to see those first blossoms, it just feels like a rebirth, you know, of the world outside.
Yep, and that's like I say, everybody comes in then, and I need to get them in. But so trying to get you to remember now is the time of year to do that, and then every fall you can add a little bit more to it and increase it, get it bigger and bigger every year for you.
I love that. And I was kind of impressed by the variety of different bulbs that we're looking at here.
Yeah, we've got a lot of different varieties, several different types of tulips, daffodils, hyacinth. We've got garlic that you can plant.
Garlic,
yes.
Does that get a
time
flower?
It does, but it's pretty insignificant. It's more just the stalk, and then you harvest the bulb next spring and out of your garden.
and then you let it dry out?
Let it dry out.
Okay.
Yep. And we know we've got some different tools for planting bulbs. This is a bulb planter. You stick this down in the soil, kind of twist it, it'll pull the soil out.
Nice.
It gets you down to that 4 to 6 inch depth that you want to be at.
Let's talk a little bit more about the how. I've just been sort of sitting over here learning, not being the green thumb of the group, and I'm really fascinated about this. One of the things that is attractive to me is the idea of being able to plant it before spring, because when spring comes around, I'm spring cleaning.
Yep.
So I love the idea that my bulbs can just already be ready to go, blossoming in the spring.
Yep.
And I want to talk a little bit about the how, because I know there's different types, and I like the tool. So give me some sort of pointers.
Yep, it's going to tell you right on the front of the package, like on our tulips, there's going to be different. There's early spring, mid-spring, late spring.
Oh, perfect.
And it'll tell you right on there which one they are, so you can get some of each, so you can kind of stagger your period. And on the back of the package, it's going to tell you how tall the plant's going to get. It's going to tell you how deep to plant it. 4 to 6 inches is usually about perfect.
How do they know when they're supposed to come up? Do you give them a pep talk
It's your time
in
to
the
shine.
fall? Like, you're going to need to stay in there a little longer.
They
You
go
come
through
out
their
right away.
They go through a chill period in the cool, and that's
Okay.
what sets it, builds their energy. It sets them, and then once the ground starts to warm up in the spring, that's what germinates them and gets them to come up.
Okay.
The part I always get confused on is how close together.
Yeah.
Right.
You can
don't
plant
want
them.
to overdo it. But
Nope, you can pack them in there as tight
Really?
as you want, or you can space them out. Yep.
So you can't really overdo these.
Nope, you really can't screw it up.
And do you have a squirrel-proof remedy? Because mine tend to get dug up.
Yeah, we can't guarantee things, but we do recommend putting some Repelzol. You can actually, when you plant your bulb, sprinkle this right in there on top of the bulbs. So if the critters are digging down in there, this can kind of deter them.
So wait, you put the bulb in, this on top, and then soil?
Yep, and then
Okay.
I even usually will put a little bit of that on the soil
On
too.
the top.
And is
Yeah.
this safe if you have, cats or dogs
Yep,
around?
yep. It's all natural ingredients, and it's
Okay.
just kind of scents that they stay away from.
I see.
Otherwise, sometimes the chipmunks and stuff get used to that, and they will still dig them up. So you can't even.
Smart little buggers.
People will sometimes even plant the bulbs and then put some chicken wire or something over the
Gotcha.
bulbs and then the soil. So when they dig down in there, they hit that chicken wire and it stops them from
You
digging.
wouldn't even think of squirrels. I would think maybe a good thing to do would be just to plant some acorns in the neighbor's yard.
I like the way you're thinking. How about if you've already got some bulbs too and you're maybe adding some more? Is that what kind of this treatment?
Yep, this is a organic bulb tone. It's kind of an organic fertilizer. We recommend when you're planting your new bulbs, put a little bit in with your bulb. Otherwise, if you've got older established beds, sprinkle it on top of the soil. It's a good way to add a little bit of nutrients to your soil and keep them as strong as they can possibly be.
How about last 2 rules of thumb? Which direction for the bulb? And if you have old bulbs, how do you know if they're still good? Like maybe you've been storing them.
Yeah, as long as they've been dry, anytime they get moisture on them, if they're molding a little bit, if they'll feel soft, then it's probably not any good. If it's still pretty hard and it's not wet, then you're probably going to be okay. And as far as planting them, they're going to have a little tip edge and they're going to have a kind of a rounded bottom. The tip goes forward.
Oh.
But if you happen to plant them
The
backwards,
tip is where the...
yep. If you happen to plant them backwards, plants figure their way up. They know which way to go.
We don't have a
I
lot
love
of
that.
time yet, so I'm reaching for the flowers because we really want to share what you've done recently.
Yeah, last week we did the Society of American Florists had a day, they call it Pedal It Forward. And basically, both of our florist shops, we went in Edgerton and Cottage Grove, and we went around and we gave 2 bouquets to random people, and one for them to keep and one for them to pass to anybody that they wanted. And it really went over well. We saw a lot of wonderful smiles.
No strings attached.
No strings attached. People were, some tears. We had some really cool stories shared with us. So.
It's
so
a nice
fantastic.
reminder how wonderful it is to get flowers for no particular reason.
Yep. So we thought in the spirit of Pedal It Forward, we'd share it with our wonderful friends here at WI57.
Thank
Appreciate
you
it so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Spike. This is Spike. He's from the Edgerton location of America's Best Flowers. We've been at America's Best Flowers today. Thanks to all of our guests. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Girl Talk.
Beauty and styling for Girl Talk provided by the Ultimate Veritas Spa and Salon.